What's up, guys? Hope you all are having a great day. Today is a beautiful sunny day in southern Florida. We are down here, just delivered our last run, and thought I would do a quick video and touch on what to expect in expediting. So I get questions a lot of the times. People watch my videos and they think, oh, well, that's great, that's fun. I can go get my CDL, hop in a little small straight truck and cruise up and down the road and see all the beautiful scenery and lots of fun things out here on the road that we show, and life is great. Well, not so much. We do get to enjoy those things in our downtime, and we do get to enjoy the beautiful scenery across this country. However, there's a lot more that goes into FedEx Custom Critical. And I'm speaking from a FedEx point of view because that's who I've been with for 12 years now, and that's what I know. So all of my points of views are coming from a FedEx perspective. One of the things you need to know about expediting is do your research. Understand the rules of trucking, understand DOT regulations, understand hours of service. Do your research and really get to know what you're getting into. Because like I said, coming out here and hopping in a truck and starting to drive is the bare minimum that you have to do. There's a lot more that goes into driving a truck when it comes to hours of service, when it comes to communication, when it comes to teamwork, when it comes to learning how to handle stressful situations. All of that you need to really have an understanding of before you come out here and hop in a truck. Another thing that I wanted to touch on is in my videos, some people have mentioned that I kind of glorify it. And what I mean by that is I tend to show the road footage. I show, the happy, fun times, things that are going on out here on the road. And I don't show what happens at a customer or a shipper, or what happens when the run cancels, or what happens when we get to a pickup and it's totally messed up. All the information given to us by FedEx is nothing of what the customer wants. All of that stuff happens behind the scenes, and I don't show it because, one, I can't show it. There's a lot of proprietary information. Customers don't want their information out there, things like that. So we can't show that stuff on YouTube. But just know that there are things that happen out here. There are issues that arise that you have to deal with. And some of those issues can be super stressful. Some of those issues not as much, but you're still gonna have problems. So think about that before you just go jumping in a truck, because you're gonna have problems out here, I promise you. One thing that does help mitigate those problems, and one thing that I think Highfield Trucking does, which is who I run with, as a lot of you know, one thing I think they do better than anyone else is the mentor program. I am a mentor with Highfield Trucking, and I'm not just saying this to say this because I work for them, or work with them, I should say. You're an independent contractor. But I really do love the mentor program. I did not have a mentor when I started with FedEx. I was basically thrown into the truck and was told to figure it out. So having that person that you can contact on a 24-hour basis and to answer those questions, I think is a huge benefit. And it's something that people try to mimic out here in the trucking industry, especially in expediting. But I think it's something that Highfield has really nailed down and has perfected it. So it's something to keep in mind, is whether you choose to join up with Highfield or join up with another trucking company, check in to see if that's something that they offer, a mentor program or something like that, because it's really invaluable. It's something that you can't put a price tag on, really, because having that one-on-one contact and that person that you can go to at any time is super helpful. So yeah, with all that being said, do your research with expediting, with trucking, before you make any moves. Don't just think, oh, I can go get my CDL and start driving. There's so much more that goes into it. Another thing I wanted to talk on is, teamwork. You are running with a teammate. At Highfield, we only hire teams, so teamwork really has to make the dream work. That's such a known saying, and I kind of hate saying it a little bit, but it's the truth. There's a lot of times when a load comes across, and you may need to discuss that with your teammate to see if they're okay with taking that run, if it's going into an area that they're going to be comfortable with going into. You know, and if your teammate is sleeping, that's something that you may need to have some rules set up saying, you know, okay, well, I'm going to go to bed, but if this type of run comes across, we're going to do this. I don't want to go this area if this runner comes across. So that way the person that is up and doing everything during the day can have those rules in the back of their mind and say, okay, well, I know my teammate doesn't want to go here, so we're not going to take this run, or whatever the situation may be. Teamwork is something you definitely have to work together. You have to have a set of rules in place to kind of help you navigate through those issues that arise out on the road. Communication. Communication is something that is very key out here on the road. You have to be able to work together. You have to be able to talk to each other and say, you know, hey, this that happened today put me in a very stressful situation. So what can we do to not let that happen again, or to correct it faster than what we did this time? There's so much you need to work with your teammate on and be on a one-on-one playing field. So definitely talk with your significant other, whether that be your spouse, your best friend, whatever, because teamwork really makes things go smoothly out here when you're working together. Sleeping arrangements. A lot of people don't think about that. You know, getting used to sleeping while you're going down the road. Who's going to be the day driver? Who's going to be the night driver? Are you going to have any type of schedule at all? Me and Don, we do not run on a schedule. Pretty much I stick to the day driving, but if we don't pick up a run until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I always start off driving. I do that pickup and I drive until I can't drive no more, and then he takes over or my time runs out. So working that out with your partner, and a lot of that will come with once you get on the road and once you get a feel of how things are going and the types of runs you're doing, you will get an idea. But I think at a minimum level, you should have, you know, who is going to pretty much be the day driver and who's going to be the night driver. That's something you should really discuss with your teammate. So being out here on the road and expediting, we get to see a lot of things and do a lot of stuff in our downtime. But just know that it's not always going to be like that. So be prepared to have your moments where you're in the truck. You know, I've heard other expediters talk about they were out for, you know, a year or 2-3 years before they ever started going out and enjoying things and doing things on their own. And there's a lot of times when me and Don are just sitting in the truck. We don't have the ability to get out and go do stuff because we may be in a bad area, or we may be in an area that there's nothing to do. Sometimes you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and there's really nothing to see. So it's not, my point is it's not always going to be an enjoyable experience out here. You're going to have those times where you just sit in the truck, you just watch TV, you know. Make sure you have a lot of entertainment value in the truck. We have satellite, we have PlayStation, we have Nintendo Switches, we have computers, you know, all of those things to keep us occupied, because you're not always able to just get out and go and explore. It may be something where you deliver in the morning and then you just want to grab a few hours of sleep before you pick up your next run that evening or the next morning. The previous trip could have just totally exhausted you. Stressful situations pop up and you're just burnt out from that. So don't always think that every day is just glorious and you wake up and you're driving down the road and everything's hunky-dory, because life's not like that. What did Forrest Gump say? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, believe me, you never know what you're going to get with FedEx or any other trucking company for that matter. You could be having the best day possible, and just the other day I was driving, I got probably not even 30 miles down the road and got stopped at the first scale house and got a level 1 DOT inspection. Everything went great, but you just never know. Something can always trip you up. You could just have a bad officer. You could have someone that gives total attitude. There's a million and one things that can happen out here on the road. So just don't think that everything is hunky-dory because you're going to have stressful moments. I can't stress that enough to you. So yeah, guys, I mean, again, this was just, I wanted to do a brief video, talk about some of the things that you're going to run into out here on the road and dealing with FedEx. So be prepared for these things, and just know that, especially with Highfield, we've got that mentor program, like I mentioned, and that is something that can definitely help move you through a lot of these stressful situations. Speaking of Highfield, I did want to put this out here. If you're interested in joining us, if you're interested in becoming an expediter, reach out to me. My email is at the bottom. I will also put a link in the description that you can click on to schedule an appointment. A lot of you know that watch my videos, Frank and Stephanie with the trucking couple. So if you go to this link, that will actually put you in touch with him. You can set up an appointment to call him and talk about expediting and everything that you need to do to get prepared to come out here on the road and getting set up with Highfield. So if you're interested in any of that and coming out here and being part of this wonderful community, please, by all means, click the link in the description, get that interview going, and come out here and join us. Whenever you go to the link, make sure that you put in there that you were referred from the Expediter Boogie. And like I said, Frank can get you all set up and get you and your teammate out here. We do only take teams, no solo drivers, but he can definitely walk you through the process of getting you all set up and started with either Panther or FedEx Custom Critical. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I just wanted to touch on a few things. I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of questions on how do they get started. So I hope I answered some of those main concerns. And like I said, please click the link in the description if you would like to join us out here and becoming an expediter. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We really appreciate it. Keep those wheels a turning. And until our next video, take care.